Coming to CuriosityStream, go on an adventure 66 million years in the making with Dino Week. From new discoveries about the dinosaurs we thought we knew, to the mind-blowing species still being unearthed, and the controversial discovery that could rewrite history. Did dinosaurs survive longer than imagined? Dino Week on CuriosityStream. And with monthly, annual, and bundled pricing plans, find the one that works for you at CuriosityStream.com.
This is the Keep the Dash Alive podcast. This episode explores how DNA analysis helped me connect to a previously unknown half-sibling in my extended family. Welcome to the Keep the Dash Alive podcast. I'm your host, Julie Bonner, and today we explore how DNA helped me to discover, validate, and connect half-siblings in my family who had not known of each other's existence. As an editorial note, I am not using real first names. One of the challenges in learning how to do DNA analysis is knowing how DNA tests can be used to help solve mysteries in your family tree. When I first obtained a DNA test, it was on Ancestry.com. I was curious about my DNA makeup. I figured I was of European descent, but I, just like many of you, have had a few surprises. That is a story for another episode. But then I tested my mom, and then I got on a roll testing many of my family members. At the time this podcast was published, I have almost 30 DNA kits that I manage on Ancestry.com. I had no idea how that would help me as a DNA researcher, but over time, having this many kits on the platform has helped me to solve some DNA match mysteries. In this episode, I will be discussing a particular situation that uncovered a previously unknown half-sibling to one of my cousins. The situation began when I was contacted by email through Ancestry.com. Another member, Jenna, was contacting me about her daughter Amber's DNA kit. Amber was only 16 years old at the time, but she was showing a close match on the DNA matches page on Ancestry.com to one of the kits that I manage for a second cousin of mine, David. What is great about Ancestry.com is that once you do a DNA test there, they have a wonderful interface that they have built to show you all of the other DNA kits online where you share DNA with other people. It is a wonderful sleuthing tool. Other sites can do this as well, but Ancestry.com is one of the best developed sites so far in the new world of DNA research. As I corresponded with Jenna, she was thinking that the connection might be through her mother, Beverly. Beverly knew that her mother had been born out of wedlock and knew bits of the story. I asked Jenna if her mother, Beverly, would be willing to do a DNA test, and she agreed. So we waited. Soon Jenna contacted me again that the results of Beverly's DNA test was now showing on Ancestry.com. I went out to look at my second cousin, David's, DNA matches page. With Ancestry.com, the DNA matches are grouped together by estimated relationships. For instance, on my DNA page, the first person listed is my mother. We have a parent-child relationship. Then there is my brother, my only sibling. Then my close family, who are my uncles. After that, there are my first cousins, then other levels of cousins. Thus, when I looked at my cousin David's DNA matches, Beverly was showing in the close family grouping. Now, on Ancestry, each of these groupings have a little information circle next to the individuals, telling you what the relationship might represent. If you want to see a video about this, go over to my Keep the Dash Alive YouTube channel, and you will find a video of the same name of this podcast episode. So, this information circle says the relationship between Beverly and David could be grandparent, grandchild, half-sibling, aunt or uncle, or niece or nephew. Armed with that information, Jenna told me more of the story that she had uncovered with her mom, Beverly. Beverly's stepfather was still alive, and they learned that Beverly's mom had dated David's father. He had been stationed at the same Air Force base where Beverly's mother worked. It was a pretty compelling case that Beverly may be a half-sibling to David. Now, since I have tested so many family members, I could use a technique that I like to call triangulation. Thus, with David, I am related to him through his mother, not his father. Thus, one way to add evidence that this is a child of David's father, I could look at my other Bonner relatives related to David's mother. Not a single one of them, including my own DNA profile, shows Beverly as a DNA match. The only person among all of the Bonner family that Beverly matches on is my cousin David. That was solid evidence that Beverly was related to David's father, not his mother. Then I asked Jenna for a photograph. Did she have a picture of her mom, Beverly? When I saw it, the likeness to David's father was unmistakable. Now the big question, how do I tell David? I knew David to be open-minded and would likely at least listen to this evidence. Since David's father has passed away and Beverly's mother had passed away, all we had was the stepfather's information plus all of the DNA evidence. I got David on the phone and spent at least an hour or two walking through all of the evidence. Basically, I told him that based on what I had learned, this relationship with Beverly's mother occurred before his father was married to his mother, and I would leave it up to him as to whether he contacted Beverly or told anyone else in the family. The good news is David has talked to her and has a growing relationship to Beverly. Not all of his family is thrilled with the idea that there was a half-sibling they did not know about. I am glad we were able to piece it all together with the help of Ancestry DNA. As you discover DNA situations like this, you will have to make calls as well as to how you tell family about these situations. It is not easy, and that will likely be a future podcast episode. That's it for this episode of the Keep the Dash Alive podcast. I'm your host, Julie Bonner, and until the next episode is released, keep bringing your family story alive. Did you love this episode? Please subscribe, rate, and give a review on iTunes or wherever you are listening to this podcast. It is very much appreciated. Thanks for listening.
Are you struggling to conceive? You have options, and at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group, we'll make sure you have the guidance and support you need. PREG is known for individualized fertility care that's unique to every patient. We take the time to provide a reassuring and empowering experience because we believe that you deserve nothing less. Let us help you on your journey to parenthood. Visit us at pregonline.com to learn more. Get the guidance and support you need at Piedmont Reproductive Endocrinology Group.